is Divine Sunshine coming to you with your divine masculine energy. And if the karmic shows up, karmic update as well. I have been watching K Moons. She's got some really good information that she has about the different energies that's going on for the divine feminine, divine masculine 2020. Pretty much the majority of it is the cliff note of it is that the divine masculine is going on a journey into self, to come out of it so he could be transformed. That came out in my reading that I did earlier today. That was talking about the energies, the towers. We've been saying they have came, but it's a certain amount of whoever I was tapping into all over collectively. They're saying towers. These towers are coming to aha moments, or either a actually physical knock you off your ass tower was occurring to cause these transformations. We are, some of us may have, and I know even with myself, woke up this morning and just saying that, you know what, it just to surrender, just to let go, just to say, you know, it is what it is. It's nothing that can be done. I drive myself crazy trying to wonder and know what's going on their end of the whole thing. The universe knows, it has an agenda. It knows me as well, that how much that I am connected with the divine masculine, that it was like, you know what, if you probably would not had, I might have been the one that was on the cliff, my divine masculine self within was the one on the cliff. It's like, no, I'm not letting them go. I'm not letting them go. And it's like, okay, all right, you know what? That's it. So we're going to shut down the universe. Everything, you don't go out, you know. You can't too much talk, because now that's pretty much, now we're around that energy, that third energy, 24/7. In order for him to be able to survive and to thrive and be okay, he's got to now take his energy into fully concentrate on where he is. I can understand that. That's survival mode. You know, it's like a person, like if they sniff and they can feel your energies on me, that don't make it too much of a helpful situation for me. That's comfortable for me to at least have my being as comfortable as it can be. You know, if there is like some of these divine masculines in the third party energies that having hostile environments, many of them is like, well, you know, that's the devil. I know when I come in is this, I can arm myself. I already know how to do the dance. You know, as I'm doing that, you know, I can fully concentrate. I know what I got to do to make nice. If they're in marriages, happy life, happy wife, whatever it's got to be done right now. Most of them pretty much know that the writing is pretty much on the wall. You know, you could tell that it's already been told. I know here in city Chicago, they were saying that the domestic violences went up rate. You've seen that even with China when they come out of it, the separation and the divorce rate goes up. You know, and it could only do one or two things. Either it could strengthen you, and it's pretty much, again, you think about, like, I think of those reality shows that people come on, and a lot of times, whatever it is that's going wrong in those reality shows, like they have that marriage or whatever like that, it already was there. It wasn't nothing talking about that. As soon as we got on the reality show, it made us break up. I think about like Atlanta Housewives with Kenya Moore. It was already in the works. All it did was it started as they're showing me, my guys are showing me, and my guidance team is showing me. They're like, it starts off as a hairline fracture, you know, very small, you can't see it, but then over time, that reality show, all it does is magnify whatever already in the first place wasn't working in the first place. And so all it does is just intensifies the pressure of it all. You know, just like if you go get your car washed. I got divine confirmation for the notification. Go in the car wash and you got like a little small hairline crack in your windshield, and you go in there and they hit that part where it's got the air that's gonna blow it dry and all that pressure on there, and all of a sudden you see it go, oh my God, no, and it start branching off because all of that pressure, it was already there, but that just causes for that to just more the difference in the temperature from cold to hot. It's the same thing, just like in relationships like that. This change in temperature of how we were, and now we're underneath the circumstances where we cannot move from, is starting for us to do that. And it's not just with the divine masculine, it's us, period. Even the divine feminines, where we are. If you in third party or karmic situations, don't have to be a husband and wife. You might be stuck with family members, your children. You're like, oh Jesus, or the job. The job now saying you gotta report in, and you're like, oh my God, I don't want to. I gotta be here with my kids. Now it became a karmic situation, because now you gotta learn the lesson of, okay, how do I operate underneath pressure? So that is pretty. So she was just talking about, it's this journey that they're taking. She was saying, and I'll kind of take a look at introspection about that things are pretty much not going to settle. And you're seeing the divine masculine kind of coming out from this journey, or really with these new sea legs from this journey that he's taking, this voyage that he's taking and finding self-discovery of emotions, until about 20 to the end of 21. I've said that myself, and then you need to watch also and make sure that you come to the 411 event, because I have a channel message about that. But I have been saying all along that it has been from the first 3 months, that's it. But I also had said something about us being in like December or September, something like that as well, that bringing along as far as how it's going to some things are going to really start changing. We're going to start maybe submerging from this, and so that's a really big thing that is saying more to December. Yeah, about December, November, December, like end of November, December. And it's also some celestial things that's happening, planetary shifts that's happening that's also occurred, that's going to help to kind of push that. And that's why right now, with all these planetary shifts and these energies that's going on, is really making the push in the divine masculine energies, period. Rather you are the feminine avatar, or if you are the masculine avatar, you getting your divine masculine energies is getting pushed, period. I thought I'd put you on. I did not. Let me light you on here. So that's something that you got to kind of make sure. I thought I did. I see I didn't. Something that is very big. Ooh, look at that light. Ooh, I see the beam right there. Right there, there's a beam. That's very big as far as events and some changes that's going to occur. So right now, while we're at this moment, this magical moment in time, as Nubian News says all the time, we have to keep those things in mind. Just work on self right now. So let's take a little introspection. She was saying that, and that's why I have stopped also. But I do it on here, but I don't do the individual things, because I would do, you can find out about you. I don't have the special anymore. Unless really you've been guided and you say, I really want to see what's going on with my divine masculine and divine feminine. Only one person snuck past the ending of it. And I've told them that the ending of the DMDF special was actually at the end of March. In April, it was over with. No boogie, but because I was slacking on my end, I didn't take it down. They got one snuck past me, but that's all right. I'm going to honor it, because it must mean that you must need it as well. But one thing that had came to my attention is saying about that, and you'll see that when we talk about the different dimensions, the third, fourth, and fifth in the 411 event. Make sure that you sign up for it, and your twin flame event, 411 event. Make sure you check that out on Rise with Jupiter, or go to Jupiter 1111 to get that, because I don't want to misquote the website for that one. But we're talking about the different dimensions on the playground experience. And it's interesting what we talked about, that how we're saying that the different dimensions vary. And I told you all before that Spirit had brought to my attention that I needed to stop doing it in the middle of the road, trying to just take the midline, and maybe wherever the cards may fall, it might be what's going on and resonate with the divine masculine. A lot of times, again, when we're doing the readings, it's very important that we understand which dimensions are we seeing the divine masculines in or the divine feminines in. So you'll see now on my channel, not saying anybody else, that I'm going to ask and clarify. I ask what's going on with the divine masculine in the 5th D and what's going on with the divine masculine in the 3rd D, because the 3D rather, because it doesn't matter. Because what happens, like they said, this famous the quote that's from the greatest book of all times, on earth as it is in heaven, in the Lord's Prayer. It takes at least a month for what's happening in the 5th D to come down and resonate in the 3D. So a lot of times the readers are trying to tap in and let you know that, like, say, what's going on now. You know, you have to kind of resonate and see, are they talking about the masculine, divine masculine 5D self, or are we talking about the divine masculine's 3D self? Okay, on that one. So now for mine's, what I'm going to use my deck of cards, which is Know You Are God's deck. This is mine. You can find this on divineUnisouls11.co. On that one, this is based upon Greek gods. One deck is about the characteristics of the divine masculines. The other one is actually based upon the Greek gods of them. So this is all the masculine energies, divine masculine energies in that deck. I'm going to use that as my thing. You can get that deck for $44 there. This one here is the ones I call the McNealy cards, which is, these are the physical. So this will represent the 3D self of the divine masculine. Okay, so now let's look and see what's happening. So we can say what's happening in the 5th D. So maybe that's something that's getting together. The higher self is talking, and then it start manifesting and making its way down into, in maybe a month from now. You know, there's no time, but we'll see what's going on there, and then we'll check in and see what's going on in the actual 3D for the divine masculine. Okay, all right, so what's happening with the 5th D clear version of the divine masculines collectively? Oh, I seen the card too. If it is so, it'll come back up. Storm, typhoons, you got Taurus, storm, typhoons of emotions. So right now what's going on with it is a storm. There's a lot of emotions that's going on for the divine masculine. I feel like it's like a soup of emotions, just a whole bunch of stuff. Anger, maybe happiness, sadness, depression, you name it. It's like it's all coming together. Sorry, you name all the different emotions, you get a feeling wheel. All of those things is happening for the divine masculine right now. Let's look at the clarifiers to see what's going on. Focus on intent and external focus. Okay, so these storms are coming up at these motions. To me, it's looking like a person. Oh, I see it. My guidance team is bringing me like a sink. And then, you know, sometimes you got to sink there and you plunge it. And you're like, it's stocked up. And you can't get all that stuff in there. And so what they're doing is they're plunging these emotions. This storm is coming up. And then you plunge it and you bring it out and all that stuff. Say, what is all this? Hair, old stuff that's in there that's blocking, and say, oh my God, that was all up in there. Old food, whatever it is, it's up there when you plunging. So it's like it's getting all of that stuff out. It's really getting all that old past hurts, past emotions, what things he did to the divine feminine, what he's done to the karmic, family things, all these things, family, your ancestral things. These ancestral clearings is coming up. I've said that, whether you believe it or not, or whatever. Things about what has been done through family lines, for family blood ties, those things are coming up to roost as well. I told you my experience on a couple of videos ago about how my mom clearing for that. I see now my dad's is just coming up for a thing, because right now the dealings that I'm doing with my sister, I call myself, I'm him 2.0, which is I am clearing and getting things together with understanding healthy boundaries, which is something that he did not have a good handle on. Because he was probably he was empathic. He empathic, feeling nature. Oh, they need the money. Da 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 da. And so then I see green. So he's right there. So my thing is understanding that. And it felt like it pulled my head too. Okay, so understanding that, this is something to understanding that we need healthy boundaries, which is something that they did not have. His family had boundaries. Some of them had too much of boundaries. It was too hard. Lines drawn in the sand that was hard. That was like, you could have maybe been a little bit more flexible. I understand, no, but the way you said it, oh my God. And then you got also his way as well. I grew up with a mother that put the lines in the sand, and it's like when I grow up, I'm like, I'm not gonna be that way, because I don't think you should always say no all the time. Then you go to the other extreme. So I've got to find for his lineage what is a nice medium of saying no and yes. So we've been working and tempering with that with my sister. Like I told my mom, I said, I know what her thing is. Her thing is to understand how to do healthy boundaries, and then I'll be able to apply that even to the divine masculine or whomever else that comes. These storms that coming here is to stir up things, okay? Just like the thunderstorm or lightning, either to light the sky up so you can see what's behind the clouds. The lightning is to help to kind of electrify the atmosphere for you to feel motivated and say, woo, yes, I could do it. Just like I said with Frankenstein, this is like we creating a new creature, like that. He's alive. He's alive. So when we come at the end of this, the divine masculine is going to be brand new. So we're focusing on our intent. So right now, the higher self of the divine masculine, its higher self is right now saying, what is our intent? After we come out this storm, what do we actually want to come out as? A new creature. We're focusing on things that no longer serve us. We're focusing on our emotions and how we respond to things, how we make things manifest. So we're looking at, when they're saying external focus, I'm looking outside myself. How am I letting the things that I have, like I said, the 3D effect of it, the material world of it, looking who I am with, my friends, my job, those things. Now I'm focusing in on that and say, what? Is this really truly a reflection of what's in, so without? Is this really actually helping me to see what's going on, a reflection of who I am? Because like they say, birds of a feather flock together. And who you hang with says a whole lot about who you are as a person, Like, nah, they the one got problems. I'm just in the group so I can heal them. Hell to the no. That ain't got nothing to do with that. When you hanging out with those people automatically assume they ain't even trying to find out, oh, well, divine sunshine good and them other ones got issues. Nah, they throw us all up. It's like I tell my kids, when one of you all act bad going down the hallway, who they say? That's room so-and-so, that's 301 clowning. They don't ever say that's one student. Oh, there go Miss Booker students acting up and clowning. They don't ever single out that that's y'all problem. They put us all together, including me in there as a teacher. So my thing is he's looking externally and seeing how is that reflecting what is going on with him. And that's what the higher self is doing. So they're going to start sending that down to him. You know, it's like, okay, now it's time for you to start looking at yourself, at the outside stuff. You know, you've been in a state of denial for a little time, for a little while now. Now we're going to start sending to your 3D self that let's start looking at these storms here. So it's been a brewing because we already seen just like a storm. It's been a brewing. The storm is on its way, okay? All right, so now what's happening with the 3D, clear, 3D version of the Divine Masculines collectively. Someone told me that. So, Judgment. Now, I get a fork in the road with this. I feel that more so that the 3D Divine Masculine feels like right now, if he's in a family situation, he feels pretty much tied. Okay, that's something I got it tied up. I'm tied right now with this judgment. However, with the message that's being sent, and I might take that off the table by 1 month because I guess they're saying this is over the head right now. We send this down now. There is no space and time. So this is the energies that they're throwing down into the 3D self of the Divine Masculine right now. So if you're looking at external and focus, like right now when I'm looking at my family or the people that I'm connected with, is this truly my twin flame connection? Because when you see the color red that's here, red is the semblance of the cord that wraps around the divinity of a partnership between a divine masculine and a divine feminine. And we see this child here, which to me would be something giving birth to something new. It could be a partnership between the two. If it's this endeavor or business or whatever that's going on with them as well. Or if there's children, you know, also involved there. That's a binding combination of those two. So to me, it seems like it's being sent down to him, like you looking at the external thing. So it's a judgment. So again, with the 3D version of it, it's kind of reflecting what's so on earth as it is in heaven. He's looking right now at the ties here. The Divine Masculine is also feeling like, you know what, I want this family, this sense of this real family with my Divine Feminine, okay? And so it's looking at the heavens to me, look like it say, he's looking at Divine Masculine, is looking to them to show them some kind of sign, some kind of thing to tell them as far as what is actually, okay, got divine confirmation as to what is actually he should be doing. So he's looking for that 5D advice that is saying, and is sending it to him and saying, you got to look at your external things that you have. You got to focus on those external things. You got to focus on what's your intent, what you want to actually have, Divine Masculine. And you got to also look at these storms. Now we're going to send you some storms to kind of erupt all these emotions. So just like apple juice in a glass, you stir it up so that it can be able to get all that sediments down at the bottom and stir it up so you can get to the good start, the good part, which is the nutrients. Okay, so that's what's happening. So it's kind of like a reflection. So on earth as it is in heaven, this is kind of being reflected right there. What is the heart of the matter that's going on with the Divine Masculine while you're over here? Clear. What's the heart of the matter with the Divine Masculine right now? This intrigues me too. I told you, children is it. Clear. This is like, okay. I think he said, I really want to explain to you why. This is a story there too. really want to explain to you about this children thing. Okay. All right, so I feel like it's a story. So yeah, so right now what we have here is he's got to pay attention to the red flags. That again is what they're saying here, being sent from above down to them. So they telling me in some ways, God's team said, let's backtrack on that 1 month stuff. This has been, thank you, and they say they want to clarify this, the powers that be. This has been in the works a month ago. We felt it coming down the pipe, like something has changed. Like you say, something coming in the air tonight. Hold on. So we felt this rumbling of the storm. Right now they say the storm is here, but we felt the rumbling along. Even we was talking about the towers is coming, the towers is coming. We were like Paul Revere going through the town, most of the readers, and telling folks about that. The towers is coming for the masculines, the towers is coming. This been a month since we said that, okay? Some of us said, y'all been saying, I ain't seen a damn thing. I'm just going to be honest with you. I felt you. I feel you out there. This is why I ain't felt a damn thing. Matter of fact, I thought y'all was lying. That's what my thing is. I feel you. I feel you. I'm jumping time. I feel you. Whoever watching this, I felt you. But my thing is that this red flags here, it goes with what they're saying they've been sending to them for the longest time. Divine Masters, they've been sending to you the understanding that you've got to look externally, outside of yourself, not internally, but externally, and looking at the things and seeing how is that reflecting to you. And understand now you got to get focused with intent. Okay, this is your main thing that you got to do, and this is why they send in the storms about your emotions, because you got to start thinking about how you emotionally connected to these things, and should you be actually connected to it. So it's saying it's got the signs, so you got to pay attention to the signs. You're paying attention to the signs, the red flag. Excuse me, because again, it's too much in your crown chakra. It's too much going on. You didn't overindulge yourself to make yourself look pretty to everybody on the outside, and which is a nice distraction. But ain't nobody seeing what's really going on the inside with you. You know that right now you got to clean up some stuff. Okay, this is why this right now with you. The heart of the matter is that you got to clean up some stuff. Sweep around your own front door. And you need to open up your door so you can let some of this stuff. Because I just learned, I didn't know that. And when you're doing the sage thing and you smudge your place, you're actually supposed to have a window open so you can let some of the, what they say, the negative energy, let's put it that way, Native American, they were saying that they say the evil, but I say the negative energy to go, have a place to escape, to go out. This is what we talk about. You got to open up that door and let some of that negativity go out. They say that you need to make, the heart of the matter is that you need to make the effort. Divine Masters need to make the effort. So they say you need to make the effort, Divine Masters that's watching here. I'm putting out there, I'm going to get Divine Masters watching. The great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. You know, emotionally, you kind of like a deer in the caught in the headlights right there. Look, like, I don't know if I want to move. But your thinking is really embracing the idea to say, yes, we do need to make the effort. Why do we have to do that? Because we're tired of the round and round. You know, it's time for us to move into this. To me, this is like the wheel. It's time to move it around so that we can end this cycle, because it's always looked like the number 9, and understand that you're the center of your universe. And several readings has been bringing that to me, that understanding that you're the center. This came out again this morning when I showed you all the Tower card. Here, they call it the Tribe, which I see maybe this might be also the Tower card too as well, which you're playing yourself. Tower is the ego death, bringing it down, understanding that it is time for you to get out that comfort zone, wherever your ego has been holding you back and saying, nah, it ain't good, stay back there, it ain't good for you to go. And some within you say, nah, I think it's about time I kind of get out of this phase. You know, I'm in here kind of quite a while. I've been in since 2012, and I think maybe since it's 2020, it's looking like maybe about 8 years down the line, I need to kind of, you know, it's time for, like the number 8 means, it's time for a rebirth. Don't you think? So, you know, I don't know why like April when I did that. But my thing is like, you know, you we gonna stay right here? I mean, come on now. This is your new self saying this to your old self. Plus your ideology and the way of thinking is dead. It's over with. It's time. The fall leaves is coming there, and that means it's time to fall. That's why I told you something about the fall is when you're gonna really get something that's going to tell you to submerge from where you are, and it's time to get out the comfort zone. Not saying it's not, but definitely in the fall, if you have not been one of the ones that say I'll step out there on faith, definitely by fall, by September or late August, September, you gonna start saying, okay, you know, I'm talking about divine masculine energy. It's time for you to kind of push forward. It's time for you to pack your bags. Tired of you stop parroting other people around you, because I see the parrot here, which means you parrot and you repeating what everybody else is saying, but you ain't got a brain yourself to come up with the ideas of what you want to say yourself. Then you got that fork in the road. You moving from that now, that energy of the fork in the road, understanding just like how I do with the fork in the road. Some about where I'm at is wrong. I feel like the path that I'm about to take, something spirit is jerking me and saying it's time for you to go left instead of going right, or go left and go right instead of going left. Okay, it's the opposite. She brought up in K Moon and her things is talking about right now in our relationships, whatever it is that we are, that we might be finding ourselves going to the opposite. So if we did a lot of communications is stopping. Why? Because the universe wants us to really have that inner journey. If you had if you had like lesser communications, then maybe your communications might intensify because they feeling like it's a need for that. So whatever it is, it's like that opposite here. Why you have this fork in the road? Because again, you gaining more knowledge. Again, you tired of where you are. You tired of the monkey business. You done said literally to yourself, stick a fork in me. I am done right where I'm at with this. Don't know, I'm straddling the fence and they playing double dutch and I'm still trying to figure out if I'm going to jump in or not. Also, you have the message in the bottom, because right now you're getting message from above, or the powers that be, or source. You're seeing heavenly signs is telling you it's about time. It's about time to get out of that. And it's coming from unlikely sources about your hopes, wishes, and dreams as far as in your emotions. You also have here for the divine masculine here, you got the children. Children is here. Say your love life is being affected by children. Now, a lot of this, and Kate Moon brought this up in her thing too, about these childhood wounds, clearing up family, ancestral ties, getting rid of the bloodline. So that to me could be also, this could represent the family, the familiar things that you have to get rid of. If there is children that's in it, I talked to Bonita and we had a very good dynamic conversation about that, and talking about the aspects of children as well. And so she was saying that it's been brought to her that the way that we are going to be able to have this family dynamic is going to be very different than what we have, and this is the reason why they want us twin flames in those type of situations. They have what you call step families or other kids and whatever, and that, you know, you also know that sometimes when your divine counterpart has children with other people, that again that child is also some of them that you are really their 5D parent or ethereal parent as well. So it's just not theirs. I know with my divine masculine, I'm more attached to one than the other. I can always tell when what's going on with her than I can with the other one. Not so much with him. But my thing is like I could tell that some kind of way her and I have ties. So I don't know. I have to be around the other one to kind of know. So my thing is that you have that. So it could be that too, about the children and understanding of the new aspect of family and how we're all just one unit. It doesn't matter. We are family. And I say, we are family. I got all my sisters with me. Hey, hey, hey. So that could be. But you also, if you got some childhood issues too, you're looking at as far as in your thinking. How do you have mastery over your thinking? How you're loyal? How are you friendly, about how you make connections with other people. In your emotions, divine masculine, your thing is how you're nurturing yourself, outside things, ideas, those things. Why is this also a heart of the matter? Is because, again, it helps you to get into that feminine energies that you need. You need to learn how to release it, and you need to learn how to receive. That's why they're bringing this typhoon and this storms to you from the from the 5th thing, masculine is sending this down to you, because it's saying you're not in touch, you're not balanced. And we know with this Libra moon, pink moon that they brought here, it's all about balance. That's the Libra, that's that. And then also we know that from my reading that I did there, they said that this Libra moon is going to help along with that Aries energies that's in the air here of action, understanding that you got to put forth balance in your spirituality and your practicality as well. So you got to maybe pull the curtains by, and then also be able to kind of let love reign as well. You want to do this because, again, handle these childhood issues that you have, or things that's dealing with children, because, again, you got unfinished business. And I want to say this again, I'm going to continuously say this on this chapter, on this channel, about children, that, again, do not divine masculine or divine feminine stay in a marriage and say that it is for the children. That is a well planned out lie. That is not, when you operating from that is not benefiting the kids. It is benefiting you. I'm saying this as a product of my parents or loved ones or husband and wife that said that they wanted to stay in the marriage because they were saying they were doing it for me, so I can be able to grow up with 2 parents in the household. And it really was not. I said that at a very young age, at age 9, that this was not going to work. That it wasn't going to work with both of them. And I asked my mom constantly, when are y'all getting a divorce? Because this is not it. And so my thing, so now as a product of the ending of that, is a person who is, number one, looks at marriage differently and not in a healthy way, looks at relationships differently and not in a healthy way. So when you saying that you stand there because that's going to help your child, and I'm telling you as a product, and you got a living proof and evidence of that, that does not help. And to this day, my mom apologizes a lot of time on the behalf of Dad, and I can tell even with him, ethereal, that now he's had his right review. He sees some things, and not all of them. I heard him say, and all of them you can't be blaming on me. That's true. It's not all of it, but it's a nice chunk of it that I know from that point on that I've got to take responsibility of its own. And this is just a learning lesson, and I'm passing this on to you. Not to go over the story again, not for you to feel pity for me and for me to start pitying and dragging. Neither one of my parents do it. But my thing is understanding that these children that are coming through, or these children is already that are attached to you, they're already special. They're divine as well. They're already also empathic as well. It doesn't matter if the mom is a regular regular Joe Blow, or if the father is a regular Joe Blow, because they coming through you, they already got some divine in their DNA. So they can already sense, they already know. Some of them just wait for you to say it, or if they have been brave like I was to tell you. Again, not for me. Again, I'm saying this again, and it will not waver and change, because they brought this to me. Again, as long as it's consistent, as long as they know that it is love, and they know that you're going to follow through with the promises that you said. And if you can't, you show them and tell them the reasons, and be honest and practice integrity. It's going to work out fine, because down the line, the child will know that you have been a stellar representation of a role model. Like I told Benita, that when they get in the same situations, they're going to know they're going to choose themselves and stand in their own honor and in their own truth, and understand, okay, it might hurt, but at the same time, I walk away knowing that I have stood in my truth, and I said my truth, and I did not compromise in that, And so and also, they brought that to me. I like that. They say also by them knowing that they might not stay in situations as long as because soon as they feel, this reminds me of, I seen what my dad did. He got up and he left. I seen what my mom did and got up and left. It's no sense of me ruining 2 people's hearts in this thing, because knowing right off the bat that this is not going to work. And so this is something that you have to kind of bring into attention and understanding as well to your child. And so when they see you do it, that's a good thing for them to know. They say, let's not, I seen that on Facebook, let's not play this game where I play around with your heart as I find out who and what I am, if I'm with you, if I'm not, or if I play with other people, because this is what I see mom and dad do. Now this is another ruined heart in the process when the person has seen you do that tailored model of how it is to stand in your power, and then your child sees that, and they will be able to do what? Do healthy boundaries, be able to stand in their truth, and understand how to kind of say it in a way, in a manner, and do it that it seems like they'll try to do it in the best way of bringing honor to the relationship, rather it's good, bad, or ugly. They just brought that to me. So you need to be able to imagine, okay? Imagine. So with the children, again, to be able to imagine yourself leveling up, especially if you have these childhood wounds that you're dealing with. If your parent did what we were talking about earlier, then you need to be able to connect to your intuition and your awareness, and then let that take you higher. Also, next to that, about the children, getting rid of the childhood wounds and really dealing with that, it's going to help you stop being stuck between both worlds, okay? Staying in the gray world, wish you was seeing the technicolor. So it's going to help to deal with that as well. You need to be able, and it's going to help you to breathe, because some of you all, because childhood, when you're not even comfortable in the skin you in, you tense. What movie I was watching the other day, and it was Jessica Parker. And the guy was like, he's like, you know what? You look like you ain't never relaxed in your life. He's like, just sit back and just relax, just chill. And so then he gave it to her, and she tried to do it. And she's like, okay. And you could just see the pain of it. It's like, oh, okay. You can see all this vein and tension in this. And she's like, I don't feel comfortable. He's like, okay, that's all right. So there's the same thing like that, because your child wounds, you're not able to be able to just kind of just sit back and relax on some things. Okay. And so the next thing there, you want to be able to be a co-creator of things as well. Be able to go to the finish line and go over to the other side as well, because you're wiser. You know the route that you need to take. You run the race, and that you'll be able to finish it because you've gotten rid of those things, or the child being an excuse why you can't get out of where you are in this karmic situation, or this third party energies, or your childhood wounds is actually an excuse of why you can't get out of this. You can't run away. That's why you got to look at your foundation. This is like ancient structure, your architecture. How are your foundation? How is it all structured as far as relationships, of how you pattern yourself? How does that help you for where you are to be able to run the race and for you to be able to be a winner? Also, we're talking about trust. Okay, so when we're talking about trusting things, I'm going to have to do that separately. I can tell this already. When we're talking about trusting things, this situation is calling for you to have faith. And so this is what they're saying. This is the heart of the matter, divine masculine, right where you are. You know, a lot of you all feel that with the divine feminines, you have the capability of stabbing her in the back. You wear the heart on the sleeves. And this is also referring to what's happening within. You believe that emotionally you wear your heart on the sleeve. You leave yourself to be vulnerable in situations, although you try to portray this like you in the like military. You got this heart that's always protected, and you're not really putting your guard down on things, and so this is a problem for you. So they're saying you got to trust. Why you got to trust? Because again, when you don't trust your emotions, you're just bouncing from port to port. You don't have any kind of direction as you actually want to go. Once you start trusting, you have an actual direction that you want to go emotionally. Why you need to do this is because it's going to help you to have a leg up. I think about brute force. You're going to be able to kind of like trust yourself, because again, once you have a leg up, sometimes you get that through nurturing. That's what they said, nurturing yourself, self-love, being that self-parent, although you didn't get that as a child. There that you're saying about that childhood wound. And then once you get that, you're going to move with brute force here as well. And then we also see here where we say, because you got to trust, because some kind of way you didn't left your emotions out. You didn't, I left out in the cold. You don't honor your emotions. You don't really, you got up there on the pedestal, but you like, nah, forget it. Let me have thinking lead the way. So that's an issue, and that's why you got trust issues there too. And you need to be able to move into the energies of being trust, because you need to be fair. You need to weigh the pros and cons. What works for you, what doesn't work for you. That goes back again to this focus on intent and the external focus as well. So you could move into that queen energies, because the queen tells the king what's to do as far as that, and the king kind of execute what's the plans. And so then we also have to have that here. So this is what the energies that you want to kind of move into. And then again, you want to become confident. Get that emotions, put it up on the pedestal, be able to fly with it, jump with it, almost come to the edge with it. And I see the color kind of like manifesting in this pink, which is your passion, spiritually passionate about something as well. So those are the things that you have. Let me see, and I'll just wrap it up with that, and then I'll go into the other one. Yeah, clear. Masquerade. You walking around emotionally like everything is all right, but it's not. It's actually draining you, divine masculine. And you still got these addictions. That's why they say they want to shake up these emotions here, because sometimes these addictions is masking you or stopping you from actually dealing with it, because it's a distraction for you not to do the work, not to get down what you're doing. It feels good to have this in the back there to you in some ways. You say it's a protector. It's something that comforts you by being in that energy, but it's draining and it's making you dead. Looking at this, who gonna get some girls looking like this? Who you gonna attract the divine feminine even with that? If you like the divine feminine don't want me no more, how you gonna get attracted to anybody like this? Like, girl, please. Okay. 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 And so that's pretty much the thing that is actually going on with that you're addicted. These things, these bad habits, these mind things, it's getting in, and this is why your higher self is calling on the storm, or in your divine masculine self in the 50 is doing this. Okay, I am stopping right here. I will come back later on. And I will do a quick one about the things that the divine masculine needs to surrender. I'll do that in the karmic thing, because I kind of want to venture and see what's going on with that and what he needs to surrender in that energies. All right, as always, stay uplifted, stay motivated, stay ascended. Namaste, namago. Love you. All right, and I hope to see you at the 411 event on Saturday. Go to Jupiter 11's channel. She has all the information and good stuff over there, or go to Rise with Jupiter to get that information. Also with me, if you want the cards, the divine masculine cards as well, go to divineunisols11.co and you can get that as well. All right, okay, until next time, stay uplifted, stay motivated, stay ascended. Namaste, namago. Love you.